All right, they tell us we're ready, so 5 minutes in. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Wow. I don't think that happens. Well, welcome to the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities meeting for June 18, 2025. If we could all rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, will you please read the public notice?
Good morning. Adequate public notice has been given pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been posted at the board's office and website and emailed to the Department of State, into newspapers and board circulation within the state.
Thank you. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Christopher Deleuze.
Here.
Commissioner Abdul.
Here.
Commissioner Baines.
Here.
And President Gold-Sadovi.
Here. And when is our next public meeting?
The next regular board meeting will be held on Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. It'll be a hybrid meeting in person at the board hearing room at 44 South Clinton Avenue, Trenton, and live stream via YouTube.
Thank you. We also will have a special board meeting next Thursday, June 26th at 10 a.m. on a couple of items, also live streamed, but it will be virtual. We will have a regular and executive session today. And there are a few acknowledgements from me this morning. Just a happy Father's Day related to all the fathers, particularly my colleagues up here, and Commissioner Z, who's father of the bride this week. So that's so exciting. Yeah, maybe. And just acknowledging Juneteenth is in New Jersey. It is this Friday. It's celebrated this Friday. And as it is known as Freedom Day, it commemorates the end of slavery in Texas in 1865. Governor Murphy has designated Juneteenth as a state holiday, and again, that will be recognized this Friday. Also recognizing Pride Month and the importance of all of the contributions of our LGBTQIA+ community. We have a number of interns that are starting, which is really exciting. So I am gonna ask all of them to stand when I say your name, just so we can acknowledge you, and everyone can know who you are. Okay, we have Morgan Garrow from External Affairs, Lauren Gresky from Communications, Kofo Idowu from Reliability and Security, Chanel Lawrence from Customer Assistance, James McGuire in Legal, Anna Mueller in Division of Clean Energy, April Ramsey in IT, Juliana Ward in the Economist Office, Tyler Weiss in Federal and Regional Policy, Alexandra Savino in Legal. But I just want to say thank you so much. We're so excited to have you. We have a great track record for hiring interns. So keep that in mind. I know you just started, but I'm sure you're already thinking about how great it is here at the BPU. And so, when your internship wraps up, consider coming into state government, because as you have, I'm sure, already seen, and you will certainly see today, we do a number of very exciting and important things for the people of New Jersey. Speaking of people who have done important things for the people of New Jersey, Darren Epley, Darren, from the Division of Law, after 26 and a half years of service, that half is very important. He has been the section chief for the last 5 years in the Division of Law and has worked with the BPU and been such a tremendous partner and asset. And so we send our deepest congratulations on your retirement. Thank you for everything that you have done.
Just a couple of words.
Of course, please.
Never give a lawyer a microphone. It's been my great pleasure the last 5 years of working with the BPU and under David Appy's tutelage. I just want to give a shout out to my staff. They are working with your staff on a daily basis, what I call a daily grind, and I know you'll be in good hands. So thank you, and thank you to the new folks who are joining you. I'm sure they'll do fine, just like everybody else on your staff. So, thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Ed. All right. Are there any comments from my colleagues?
I'll just welcome the new interns and wish you all the very best of luck. You're in a good place at a very interesting time. So I hope that you take advantage of this great opportunity and make sure to teach us what you know and share with us your first opinions on things. A lot of times the external view is the most important one. So don't hesitate to give us your ideas, ask questions, learn, and the idea of you actually possibly staying is not your choice. We tend to lock the doors. Just to get a good Uber Eats so you can stay nourished. But it's great to have you aboard. Welcome. And Darren, best of luck with everything. Thank you for all you've done for us and for the state. You've left a very big set of shoes to fill. So thank you for everything.
All right, interns, don't go into the elevator because then you will never be able to leave. Just kidding, Nexus. All right, we do have an executive session. We will be discussing items 1A, 8B, and 8C. It should be about 10 to 15 minutes. And can I ask the Attorney General's office to explain the justification, please?
Good morning, Madam President. Good morning, Commissioners. Audits item 1A and clean energy items 8B and 8C fall within the contract negotiation and attorney-client privilege exceptions to the Open Public Meetings Act. These exceptions are found in New Jersey Statute 10:4-12B7.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We'll be back. We're back. A couple of things before we get into the consent agenda. We do have to defer 8C. And it is very crowded in here today, which is great. We welcome everyone who's coming in person to our meetings. I will just ask if you're staff and you're presenting, understanding it's crowded, no pressure to stay here and after you're done presenting. All right, so we have the consent agenda. Madam Secretary.
On consent agenda items 1A, 2A, 4A and B, 4A and 4B, 6A and 9A.
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Christo DeLue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Gulsadova?
Yes. Thank you. All right, going right to 1A with Alice.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Before you today is the matter involving the selection of the auditor to conduct an audit of Rockland's and Orange and Rockland Utilities, Inc. and Consolidated Edison, Inc.'s compliance with ADECA and the Board's affiliate and fair competition standards, and the services, transactions, and allocations of costs between Rockland, Orange and Rockland, Consolidated Edison, and any affiliates, and review Rockland's competitive services. The audit also includes a comprehensive management audit of the company, including a review of the various functions and operations of the company. Staff recommends that the board approve staff's recommendations consistent with the discussion in executive session.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Gulsadova?
Yes. Thanks, Alice.
Thank you. Have a good day.
2A, Ian.
Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Yeah. So Last year, the PGM capacity auction, formerly known as the base residual auction, cleared at a record high price of $269.92 for the entire region, a price that was around 10 times higher than the previous auction clearing price. Though tightening supply and demand contributed to the high price, PGM's independent market monitor concluded that most of the price increase was due to market design flaws. On December 30th, 2024, pursuant to Section 206 of the Federal Power Act, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania filed a complaint in docket number EL 2546, that's third docket, EL 2546, challenging the market rules of the auction. On February 14th, 2025, the complainants in PGM filed a stipulation of satisfaction and joint motion to dismiss the complaint, resolving the Shapiro complaint and requiring dismissal upon FERC's approval of a PGM Section 205 filing, which temporarily set a capacity market demand, price cap, and floor for the two auctions this year, which will be for the 2026 and 2027 delivery year and the 2027 and 2028 delivery year. Consistent with the stipulation, PGM proposed to establish a price cap of approximately $325 per megawatt day and a price floor of approximately $175 per megawatt day for all capacity auctions for the 2026 and 2027 and 2028 delivery years. Staff filed comments in support of the stipulation on March 14, 2025. These comments explain that the stipulation will mitigate the risk of further extreme price shocks for ratepayers in New Jersey. The stipulation will also give stakeholders more time to resolve the outstanding issues in the capacity market design, so that the available supply of resources can be more accurately reflected. I would also note that we did express some reservations about the price floor, but we felt that it was a necessary part of the settlement to get the price cap. Okay. Staff recommends that the board ratify the comments submitted to FERC on March 14, 2025.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments?
I'd just like to commend Ian and the staff. Really, they're doing such a great job on very complex, complicated, dense material. Ian, you guys always are able to digest all this and give it to us in a form that we can understand, so we appreciate it. But it's very complicated times, so I'm hoping that we'll get back to pure supply and demand at some point, where we won't have to intervene with a floor or a ceiling. So I think that's where the market needs to be.
Yep, agreed. Thank you for all of your work on this, Ian. And I know we have another auction coming up, right, in just a couple of weeks, another PJM auction, and this settlement applies to that auction as well. Right.
That is correct, Madam President. And thank you, Commissioner Christodoulou.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Gul-Sadovia?
Yes. Thank you. To be or not? Ian?
It is to be.
That was a joke, really, so remember, frequently used, so.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. On September 23rd, 2024, Patricia Cardinale filed a petition with the board concerning utility service and tree removal on her property. PSE&G filed an answer to the petition on October 22nd, 2024. On November 12th, 2024, this matter was transmitted to the Office of Administrative Law as a contested case and assigned to Administrative Law Judge Matthew Miller. On March 10th, 2025, the petitioner and PSE&G entered into an agreement resolving all issues in this matter. On April 1st, 2025, the board received ALJ Miller's initial decision to this matter, finding that the stipulation was voluntary, consistent with the law, and fairly dispositive of all issues in controversy. On April 23rd, 2025, the board ordered that the deadline for the board to render its final decision to be extended 45 days to June 30th, 2025. Staff recommends that the board approve the initial decision.
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Gul-Sadovia?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. To C.
Good morning, President and Commissioners.
Good morning.
It's my privilege this morning to present the resolution of the rate mitigation filing matters that the board initiated in April of this year. And I'll review the substantive terms of the stipulations that were signed by the four EDCs and Rate Council that resolve the matter and are a critical part of the rate mitigation plans that we have for customers who are experiencing higher bills as a result of the capacity markets that we just talked about in item 2A. Briefly, in response to the roughly 20% bill impacts that customers are going to experience with bills starting June 1st as a result of high capacity market prices, we've negotiated a settlement with the utilities and Rate Council that will help smooth the impact of that on customer bills and move some of the costs out of the historically high July and August billing periods. Just for some additional context, July and August bills are as much as 2 or 3 times as high as bills in other parts of the year. So in order to ease the impact of these rate increases on those months, the utilities have agreed to defer $30 out of each monthly bill in July and August and recover that deferral over the ensuing 6 months from September to February. And they are doing so without interest or carrying costs being charged to any customer. No customer will pay a penny more as a result of this, and all customers will benefit by having their typically high summer bills eased somewhat as part of this proposal. As I said, the EDCs are foregoing carrying costs on this. The utilities have also agreed to extend the protections that customers enjoy under the winter termination program through the summer months, July, August, and September. So customers who are eligible for protection from shut-off under the winter termination program rules will also enjoy that same protection in the summer months as these new higher bills come to pass. In addition, if any customer is shut off, the companies have agreed to waive reconnection fees to get people turned on more quickly. In addition to the winter termination program protections, the companies have also agreed to extend this protection to customers who register with the companies under Linda's Law, which you'll recall requires the companies to take extra care in handling accounts where customers have indicated they have important medical devices that are powered by electricity. So those customers will automatically get extra protections as well. And the companies have also agreed to offer deferred payment arrangements of up to 24 months, which is an extra 12 months compared to the DPAs that the companies currently propose to customers. So in total, customers get slightly lower summer bills. They have the opportunity to take advantage of energy efficiency programs, other conservation measures, or enrollment in assistance programs if appropriate, and the additional protections that I just listed. And the companies will be required to file tariffs to reflect these things by July 1st. And so staff is recommending that the board approve the stipulations and ratify the procedural decisions made by you, Madam President, in this proceeding. And I'd just like to add on a personal note that the staff did a fantastic job in putting together the information on this, a lot of detailed analysis that came up along the way that helped us cut through some really complicated rate matters to get to a resolution like this. It's not perfect, but it does benefit all customers, and it's a really good resolution that will be part of an overall rate mitigation plan. We'll talk a little bit more about another measure later in this agenda, and we're hopeful that we have other things that we're able to do later this summer. So that's the presentation this morning.
Thank you. On a just procedural, are we doing votes two separately, C, D, E, F?
Yes.
Yes, separately.
Separately.
One of the first and all.
Two. So on 2C,
Yes.
we'll start.
Yes.
Questions or comments?
You know, if I could, first of all, to congratulate everyone, and really sometimes we don't have the opportunity to thank our utilities enough. They really stepped up to the plate very quickly. It wasn't their doing that these prices went up, but they really are taking a lot of the brunt of this, and we greatly appreciate their efforts. They came to us and they came out with plans as quickly as we could have imagined. They worked with us as great partners as they have for their entire existence. And in this critical period, where people's rates are going up, I just really want to express my thanks to the utilities for coming to us and finding ways for us to save ratepayers money at this critical time. So all the protections that you've enacted with us, we are very mindful of that and are appreciative. The one thing that we will have to make certain of, and that we're working on as well, is the marketing and education campaign for the ratepayers. This wonderful plan of ours is a benefit only if we use these next few months to educate people how to save money themselves. The only lever that ratepayers have at this point is to use less. We have incredible energy efficiency programs and conservation programs. We have to market and educate this to everyone so they know how to help themselves, and of course then the state, the entire industry, and reduce emissions as well. So I'm very optimistic about where this is going, and I'm so appreciative of having gotten us to this point. But one more time, we really have to make sure that we educate ratepayers and consumers how to use less and to conserve their own money and our limited generation resources. Thank you, and best of luck to everyone on that second issue.
Thank you. So a few things from me as well. Agree 100% on the marketing, conservation, and energy efficiency. We obviously also have a really great community solar program in New Jersey that helps reduce costs for customers, which I often talk about. I do want to extend my deepest appreciation to the staff, particularly from the Executive Director's Office, Bob and Ava from Legal. This was a tremendous amount of work in a short period of time to get to this point. So very, very thankful to all of you and all of the folks who worked on this. I also want to thank the EDCs for coming to the table and helping to work with us to support customers. It is not perfect. There is no silver bullet here. These generation cost increases are outside of the control of the EDCs. They're outside of the control of this agency. But it doesn't mean that we don't all share some responsibility to help to reduce costs, particularly at these very, very high usage months. Next week, we are going to see the first heat wave of the year. We've already had days above 90 degrees. We know last summer was exceptionally hot. We want people to invest in energy efficiency, but we also understand that when it's 95 degrees, you need to use your air conditioning to be safe, to be cool, to be comfortable. And so this is part of the entire package to try to address some of these increases, along with the announcement from the governor around the $430 million, along with some of the other agenda items today, and the things that we are going to be doing later this summer to help to offset some of these increases. So again, my very deepest thanks to the staff, to the EDCs for coming to the table, and so I really appreciate it. And I also want to thank my colleagues for your engagement on this, because it was a short amount of time to take in and resolve a lot of issues within the material, so I do appreciate everybody's efforts. Thank you. Okay. Roll call on 2C.
Yes. On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal DeLue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bain?
Yes.
And President Gul-Sadovi.
Yes.
Item 2D.
Thank you. Motion?
So moved?
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal DeLue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bain?
Yes.
And President Gul-Sadovi.
Yes. And 2E?
So moved?
I think I jumped the gun on that one. I think Sharon was supposed to say 2E, so I think we're good then, right?
We're good.
2E?
Yes.
Great. Roll call.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal DeLue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bain?
Yes.
And President Gul-Sadovi.
Yes. 2F?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Motion.
So moved?
Roll call.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal DeLue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bain?
Yes.
And President Gul-Sadovi.
Yes.
Yes.
Great, thank you. All right, we got through that.
President, if I could just add one thing, please. In all this, Rate Council was a partner as well. We couldn't have done it without them. They provide us a lot of valuable input, and it was through their advocacy that we were able to expand some of the protections in the winter termination program for the summer months. So I just want to thank Brian and his team for their constructive engagement in this as well.
Thank you. Excellent. Agreed. All right, Dean, you're back.
I'm back. On September 19th, 2024, New Jersey American Water Company filed a petition with the board seeking to sell a portion of real property in the township of Millburn to Woodmont Properties LLC for a purchase price of $8,733,000. The property to be sold consists of approximately 8 acres of vacant land. American Water further requested a waiver of certain advertising requirements. On February 26, 2025, the New Jersey Division of Rate Counsel submitted comments in this matter indicating they did not object to the sale of the property nor to the company's request for a waiver. However, Rate Counsel did object to the company's proposal to split the net gain on the sale equally amongst shareholders and ratepayers, and instead proposed that the board award 100% of proceeds to ratepayers. On March 12, 2025, the company submitted a response to Rate Counsel's comments regarding the sharing of the net gains from the sale and requested that the board approve the 50-50 share of the net gains associated with the property sale as proposed in the petition. Staff recommends that the board approve the sale of the property subject to certain conditions and that the board grant New Jersey American Water's request for a waiver of advertising time limits. With respect to Rate Counsel's recommendation regarding the treatment of the sale process, staff recommends that any determinations regarding the treatment of the sale proceeds be addressed in the company's next base rate case subsequent to the closing of the sale.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Cristo DeLu?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Gulsadovy?
Yes. Thank you. Staying with us.
Yep. On April 4th, 2025, New Jersey American Water Company filed a petition with the board seeking approval, among other requests, of an agreement for the purchase and sale of Hopewell Borough's water system pursuant to the provisions of the Water Infrastructure Protection Act, or WIPA. Prior to this filing, the borough submitted its emergent conditions certification to DEP, seeking approval of emergent conditions number 3 and 5. On June 13th, 2024, the DEP issued a determination letter approving emergent condition number 3 and denying number 5. On June 21st, 2024, the borough issued a public notice of DEP's approval and their intention to proceed with the sale of the system under WIPA. On August 5th, 2024, the borough's residents filed a petition of protest against the sale. As a result, the borough intends to place the sale of the system on the borough's ballots on November 4th of 2025. On March 20th, 2025, the borough adopted resolution number 2025-51, approving the execution of the agreement and authorizing New Jersey American Water Company to file a petition for approval of the agreement by the board. Pursuant to the agreement, the purchase price of the system is $6,400,000. Additionally, the company will incur $30,000 in transaction costs as a result of the purchase. Following a review of the petition and settlement discussions, the company, New Jersey Division of Rate Counsel, and board staff entered into a stipulation of settlement resolving the matter. Staff recommends that the board adopt the stipulation.
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Is there any rate impact?
Yes.
Projected rate impact?
So for the average customer in Hopewell, consuming about 4,000 gallons a month, they should see a decrease of about $30 a month, approximately.
Here again.
We should do those more. Thanks, Dean. Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Cristo DeLu?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Gulsadovy?
Yes. And again,
On
another $30 rate decrease? We'll take it.
Not this time. On July 11th, 2024, New Jersey American Water Company filed a petition with the board seeking the authority to exercise the power of eminent domain in order to continue to access a water tank and associated appurtenances on a landlocked property designated Block 163, Lot 6.01. On August 14th, 2024, this matter was transmitted to the Office of Administrative Law as a contested case and was subsequently assigned to Administrative Law Judge Michael Stenzione. On March 25th, 2025, New Jersey American Water and the property owners entered into an agreement to settle this matter. Pursuant to the terms of the agreement, the company will purchase a permanent easement from the property owners to access the water tank. On March 26, 2025, ALJ Stenzione issued an initial decision in this matter approving the agreement and determining that it was voluntary, consistent with the law, and fully dispositive of all issues in controversy between New Jersey American Water and the property owners. Staff recommends that the board approve the initial decision and further recommends that the board defer consideration of the reasonableness and recoverability of the cost of the agreement for determination in a future base rate case.
So moved.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Cristodoleau?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bain?
Yes.
And President Gould-Sidoni?
Yes. Thanks, Dean.
Thank you.
Moving to 7. Nick?
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. The USF program was created by the board in 2003 to reduce income-eligible residential customers' energy burdens to an affordable percentage of income through direct bill credits. USF is administered by the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs on the board's behalf and shares its program infrastructure with the DCA's Federal Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. In 2023, the board engaged the Brattle Group to conduct a study which in part focused on New Jersey's energy assistance programs and their impact on energy affordability for low and moderate income households. In its report, Brattle found that while New Jersey's assistance programs were robust, improvements in benefits, program targeting, and enrollment processes are needed. In March 2025, staff released a straw proposal reflecting potential USF modifications, which was followed by a stakeholder meeting in April 2025 and a written comment period. The straw proposal received broad support, particularly for improving benefit levels and increasing outreach efforts. Stakeholders emphasized the need for stronger utility involvement in outreach and application assistance, periodic review of benefit levels to ensure maximum impact, and improved data sharing between the USF and Comfort Partners programs. Following a review of the Brattle report, stakeholder feedback, and conducting an analysis regarding potential rate impacts of benefit changes and administrative feasibility, staff now provides the following recommendations to strengthen the USF program and will ultimately enhance affordability and accessibility for New Jersey's most vulnerable households. Staff recommendations are as follows. Require the DCA to increase the USF minimum benefit from $5 to $20 per month for each gas and electric account. Require the DCA to increase the USF maximum benefit from $180 to $200 per month for gas and electric accounts combined. Require board staff and staff of the DCA to periodically review the minimum and maximum USF benefit amounts, as well as explore alternative calculations of household income and longer certification periods to determine their cost and effectiveness while maintaining program integrity and alignment with the Federal Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. Require utilities to do the following. Meet USF enrollment targets, increasing enrollment in their service territories by 5% in year 1 compared to the current program year, 3% in year 2 compared to the prior year, and 2% in year 3 compared to the prior program year. File annual outreach plans and outreach reports with the board, assist customers with application intake, and invest in necessary staffing and equipment to improve access, and actively cross-promote the USF and Comfort Partners programs to eligible households and include relevant statistics and outreach reports. And the final recommendation is to require the DCA to make the applicable changes to the board's USF program database system and online application portal and provide access, training, and reporting to the utilities and staff necessary to effectuate the above recommendations. Accordingly, staff recommends that the board approve staff's recommendations for implementation by October 1st, 2025, which is the start of the next USF program year.
So moved.
Yeah. Second. Questions or comments? I'm gonna take a little bit of liberty on this one, because in March, I received a letter, in my capacity as a commissioner, from a Mr. John Fitzgerald. It's actually written in cursive. For those young folks in here, that's also known as penmanship.
It's not a bad word.
That's right. Never got the penmanship award in all of my years of academy school, but I want to point it out because I got this letter. I don't think Mr. Fitzgerald knew that we were already proposing to expand USF, but I do want to read a couple. I don't want to share any personal information of his. But I do want to read a couple of things here, if I may, because I think that this is really, it is why I think a lot of us do what we do here in government. Mr. Fitzgerald said, "Let me express my sincerest appreciation for all the assistance your agency has afforded me. It has been a financial lifesaver." And he goes on to say that, because of the impending rate increases, the minimum benefit for USF was not enough for him. And we had already proposed to expand the minimum benefit. And so now we are taking that action that is going to help this customer. And I can't thank enough the customer assistance staff and the economist's office and all of the staff who worked on this, because this is going to be a really meaningful change in this program for all of the customers who are enrolled in USF. I encourage all customers, there are still a lot of customers who are eligible for USF who are not enrolled, so I encourage all customers to reach out to their utilities, reach out to BPU to get enrolled if you need energy assistance, because it is a really important program and it is part of what we're here to do in government, and that's to help people like Mr. Fitzgerald and other customers who need assistance. So thank you very much. Roll call, please.
And one last thing, because you're so right, it's not just a financial lifesaver, but this is actually a lifesaver. Extreme heat is the #1 cause of extreme weather event fatalities. And a lot of times people aren't able to keep their air conditioning up in these very hot days, then it's not just a financial burden, but something much, much worse. So what you all do is so critically important, not just to their financial stability, but most importantly, to their lives and their livelihoods. So thank you for all you do. It's a wonderful program.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal DeLue?
Yes?
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bain?
Yes.
And President Gul-Sidoli?
Yes. Thanks, Nate.
Thanks, Nick.
7D.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. This matter concerns a request from the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs for approval of an adjustment to the Universal Service Fund Program's administrative cost budget for the state fiscal year 2025. Included in the budget are the DCA's costs for administering the program, as well as costs for DCA subgrantees, which process USF applications and provide outreach to the public at the local level. DCA is requesting a total fiscal year 2025 budget of $12,433,925, which is $488,680 increase from the current fiscal year 2025 budget of $11,944,245. The increase in the budget is due to two factors. One, an increase of $315,450 for international business machines for new work required by the board on the USF database system and online application portal. And two, an increase of $173,229 for DCA subgrantees to county welfare agencies due to contract requirements. As this is only a budget, staff will return to the board with an accounting of actual fiscal year 2025 expenditures for board approval. Staff recommends that the proposed fiscal year 2025 USF administrative cost budget adjustment be approved.
So moved.
Second. Sorry, Deputy, I did not acknowledge that this is your first time presenting.
Yeah, not a problem.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Your suit is excellent. And
Thank
you're
you.
giving David 100%. I want to point that out.
Thank you.
Can I have a motion, please? Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal DeLue?
Yes?
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bain?
Yes.
And President Gul-Sidoli?
Yes, thank you. Nice job.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, Cece, it's been a while.
It has.
Nice to see you after days.
Nice to see you all in this in this room. Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners. The Direct Install, or DI program, is an energy efficiency program designed for existing small to mid-sized non-residential facilities with an average annual, can you hear me okay? With an average annual energy demand of less than 300 kilowatts or 40,000 therms. DI is intended to offer a turnkey solution to the problem of upgrading older, inefficient lighting, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, and other operational equipment. DI offers a free on-site energy assessment, which produces a report of recommended energy efficiency upgrades or measures, and then covers up to 80% of the total project cost of these measures. Pursuant to the Clean Energy Act of 2018, many energy efficiency or EE programs, including DI, were transferred from New Jersey's Clean Energy Program to the electric and gas public utilities. Public entities have unique procurement requirements that have prevented them from participating in certain utility programs. In the near future, staff will present recommendations on the DI program pathway offered by the utilities using a trade ally model. Today's order specifies the requirements of a public sector DI program pathway offered by New Jersey's electric and gas utilities, public utilities, using a direct contracting model for local governments, boards of education, and county colleges subject to local public contracts law, public school contracts law, and county college contracts law. These laws require most contracts with a value that exceeds a specified threshold to be awarded only after public advertising and subsequent bidding by contracting units. There's also a statutory exemption from standard advertising requirements for products or services provided by public utilities subject to the board's jurisdiction in accordance with tariffs and schedules of charges made, charged, and exacted filed with the board. Staff worked with the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, Division of Local Government Services, the New Jersey Attorney General's Office, the New Jersey Division of Rate Counsel, the electric and gas public utility companies, and others to develop recommendations on a DI program pathway offered by the utilities using a direct contracting model that complies with the exception to the advertising requirement for public contracting, and thereby makes it possible for contracting units to participate in the DI program and accept related utility financing subject to certain conditions. This order would require the utilities to file for approval by the board proposed tariff sheets that describe all public sector DI-related service categories and associated prices. The utilities and their public sector customers shall be bound by other requirements of applicable New Jersey law. Staff recommends that the board direct the utilities to file the proposed tariffs regarding the DI program that conform to the parameters outlined in the order. Thank you.
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bain?
Yes.
And President Gul-Sadowi?
Yes. Thanks, Stacey.
Thank you.
Thank you. 8E. Kevin.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
On July 12th, 2023, the Board approved a 2-year engagement with Rutgers University to undertake the Wave and Tidal Energy Feasibility Study. This engagement will include a comprehensive analysis of the feasibility of using waves and tidal energy as sources of clean energy in the state of New Jersey. This feasibility study represents an important first step for gauging the potential for marine hydrokinetic resources to contribute to the state's clean energy portfolio. On May 5th, 2025, Rutgers University submitted a request for a 3-month no-cost extension to the current memorandum of understanding. Staff recommends that the board approve this 3-month no-cost extension with Rutgers University as discussed in executive session.
So moved.
Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bain?
Yes.
And President Gul-Sadowi?
Yes. Thank you, Kevin. And again, we're deferring 8C, so going to 8D. Michael.
Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners.
Do you also have a storage pin that I see?
I'm rocking it.
Nice.
Yes, indeed.
There's a pin for everything.
Indeed, thank you. So, good morning, Madam President, Commissioners. This item involves new rules that will be codified as Subchapter 14 of Chapter 8, Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency in Title 14. The proposed new rules govern the Garden State Energy Storage Program, or GSEP. The GSEP will offer incentives to expand energy storage and increase electricity capacity resources and reduce electricity costs, as well as transitioning towards achieving our clean energy goals. Transmission scale projects currently comprise the vast majority of shovel-ready bulk capacity that can quickly enter service and contribute to reliability during stress system conditions. Consequently, deploying energy storage is also one of the fastest available means to alleviate the tight capacity supply conditions that are driving dramatic electric bill increases. The GSEP is therefore essential for enhancing the reliability and resilience of New Jersey's electric grid, as well as lowering electricity costs for residents. On May 23, 2018, the Clean Energy Act of 2018, or CEA, was signed into law. The CEA mandates the deployment of 600 megawatts of energy storage by 2021 and 2,000 megawatts of energy storage by 2030. Following 2 years of stakeholdering, on November 7, 2024, staff released a revised straw proposal for the GSEP, or 2024 NJ-SIP straw, and the associated draft program rules, and subsequently conducted a stakeholder process. These publications present the revised energy storage incentive program and solicit additional stakeholder feedback. The GSEP and associated draft program rules being presented today are the culmination of that process. The proposed rule is a significant step in implementing the CEA in advancing New Jersey's energy storage and clean energy goals. The proposed rule is expected to benefit ratepayers by reducing electricity capacity costs. Staff recommends the board approve the rule proposal for publication in the New Jersey Register.
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments?
You know, if I could just add one thing, Mike, because you guys have done such a great job, and I just want to just express that this is such a unique multi-pronged approach that we're taking, whether it's title, whether it's storage, whether it's so many other incentives. We're going to get these capacity prices down. We're going to find a way. It won't be tomorrow, but we're working on it, and I just want everyone to know how diligently the staff is working to make sure that we find a way to put this genie back in the bottle. So for all you do, I'll vote yes if you give me a pin, and I just... Thanks for all you do. Good work.
Thank you. This has been, I know, a long time coming. There are a lot of people in this room who have been asking when this is going to happen for a while. It has been a really significant endeavor for staff. So as always, your work is greatly appreciated, and all of the stakeholder community who provided input along the way. As the commissioner said, this is going to help bring costs down in the medium to long term. Solar and storage are the fastest ways to get more generation online. This opening of the program and the program rules will help to get grid supply storage online quickly. And so we look forward to the downward pressure that storage will put on the electricity prices. So thank you. Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal DeLu?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Page?
Yes.
And President Gul-Sadovy.
Yes. Thank you. AE.
Madam President, Commissioners, this item involves the development and implementation of the Garden State Energy Program, or GSEP. This agenda item involves the launch of Phase 1 of the GSEP. By establishing the GSEP, the board will implement the Clean Energy Act of 2018's CEA directive to establish a mechanism to ensure the deployment of 2,000 megawatts of energy storage by 2030. The GSEP, formerly known as the New Jersey Storage Incentive Program, or NJ-SIP, while it was under development, will also support the rapid development of the most shovel-ready sources of new electric capacity available in New Jersey. Analysis performed by staff indicates that quickly deploying storage, transmission scale energy storage systems will lead to material net savings to ratepayers within the next few years while also helping to maintain system reliability. This is because increasing the supply of capacity at a time when there may be barely enough capacity to reliably serve load will help put downward pressure on capacity prices in addition to improving reliability. The GSEP will therefore form a part of the board's multi-pronged strategy to address the ratepayer impacts of the recent surge in capacity prices. After consideration of stakeholder comments, staff recommends the board establish the GSEP via board order per the following recommendations. Establish phase 1 of the GSEP to provide incentives competitively to eligible transmission scale energy storage projects and qualifying successor solar initiative incentive SUSI program projects. Direct staff to conduct a tranche 1 solicitation for 350 to 750 megawatts of energy storage capacity to enable the board to issue awards for tranche 1's projects no later than October 31, 2025. This timing will enable awarded projects to participate in the May 2026 base residual auction. Awarded tranche 1 projects shall receive fixed incentive payments distributed over a period of 15 years. Staff recommends a pre-qualification window opening on June 25th, 2025 and closing on August 20th, 2025. A number of pre-qualification measures have been established to help ensure that only viable and shovel-ready projects may apply to the program. Direct staff to prepare a tranche 2 solicitation in the first half of 2026 for the remaining capacity needed to meet the overall phase 1 procurement target of at least 1,000 megawatts. Staff recommends the board approve the order which details phase 1 tranche 1 program requirements, thereby establishing phase 1 of the GSEP.
So moved.
Second. Questions or comments? Thank you for adding an acronym to our dictionary of acronyms here. GSEP. Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal DeLue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Recuse.
Commissioner Bain,
Yes.
and President Gould-Sidoli.
Yes. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Commissioners, I'd like to recognize Stella Alu Ashon Apo and Ian Oxenham for their stellar work on this project.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Last but not least, David, 8F.
Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners. This matter relates to the proposed second iteration of the Residential Energy Assistance Payment, or REAP. The goal of the REAP is to provide energy bill assistance in the form of bill credits to qualifying residents in New Jersey. The first iteration of the REAP, totaling $51,831,897, was approved by the board on May 22nd, 2024. Approximately 262,000 accounts were credited as part of the first iteration of the REAP. Those accounts received a one-time bill credit of $175. Staff is proposing a second iteration of the REAP credit, wherein eligible residents would receive bill credits spread over 7 months. Staff recommends allocation of $48,742,925 for this initiative. The same screening process will be used for the second iteration. Eligible residents would be identified for participation using categorical eligibility. This would significantly reduce burdens to participation in the REAP by removing barriers to entry, including the need to fill out an in-depth application and providing supporting materials to be considered eligible. Because the board's Winter Termination Program, or WTP, reaches those customers in need of forbearance and/or utility assistance that the board intends the REAP to reach, and because the utilities already track WTP program enrollment, staff recommends that each of the electric and gas public utilities use the WTP eligibility criteria to determine eligibility for the REAP. To ensure to the greatest extent feasible that the REAP credit is only applied once per eligible New Jersey household, staff recommends that each public utility employ the eligibility procedures described in the order. The utility certification forms included as part of this order detail the total number of eligible accounts identified, a timeline for disbursement of funds, a requirement for the return of unused funds, and reporting requirements as detailed in the order. Staff recommends that the $48,742,925 in available funds be used to administer bill credits of $25 a month spread across 7 months. Specifically, the bill credits would start in August 2025 and go through February 2026. Staff recommends that the funds be provided to participating electric and gas public utilities based on the number of eligible accounts identified through the eligibility procedures as detailed in the order. Staff recommends that thereafter, and as outlined in the order, the credits would then be applied by both gas and electric public utility companies to all REAP eligible accounts.
So moved.
Questions or comments? Again, this is one of the many initiatives that we are taking on to try to address these rising utility costs, and in particular for those customers who are most vulnerable. So thank you for your work on this, and thank you. Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal DeLue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bain?
Yes.
And President Gulsadovich?
Yes. Thank you. So that was our last item. Just in closing, there were a number of actions today before this board that will directly or indirectly address the rising electricity costs. Some of them were initiated prior to the PJM auction last year, like the storage program, as well as the review of the Universal Service Fund. Others were initiated specifically to address the increases that came out of that auction, like the mitigation filings from the utilities and like REAP. I think that this demonstrates our commitment to addressing these costs both at the BPU and in the Murphy administration, and we're committed to doing everything we can to continue to address rising energy costs. So thank you to everyone, to all of the staff, and to all of the stakeholders, and of course to my colleagues for all of your work on these issues today. This was a packed agenda, as you can see by this room. So thank you, everybody. Any other closing remarks? Okay, can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.